Dan Sullivan wants a better idea of what Anchorage citizens truly value before he has to make big budget cuts for next year's budget, which could top $20 million. Those ideas will come with help from outside companies he's hired to get a pulse on the community. That is Singular Outside Company. Channel 2's Jason Lim joins us now with more on that story. Jason.
Well, Maria, the group is called Viewpoint Learning, and for about $55,000, its job will be to create what it calls choice dialogues with people in the community.
The city's budget director says Anchorage faces a big problem next year.
The fact is our costs are going to continue to go up
to a possible $20 million gap. So, want better city services, and are you willing to pay more taxes to get them? Or should the city do a better job paring down its budget?
To talk through the choices and trade-offs.
That's what Mayor Dan Sullivan has hired this group called Viewpoint Learning to find out. Cheryl Frasca first found out about the group.
They do an objective scenario building, and then you bring citizens together to talk about the choices.
She says the company specializes in bringing together a representative sample of citizens and communities for discussions on what they'd like to see in their city before the mayor presents his spending plan for next year.
In this case, we're trying to be more collaborative and actually form our budget based on what we hear from the community.
As opposed to our traditional, you go to a public hearing, you have 3 minutes to say your piece, and then everybody goes off into their corner.
The city is paying the California-based company $55,000, collected from private donations and interest earnings from a city savings account. A representative from Viewpoint Learning says they can conduct these dialogues better than the city could.
This kind of development of values-based choices, this practice facilitation, the structure of dialogue is something that Viewpoint Learning does well and would love, ultimately, to build capacity here so that you don't need us to come back.
They bring a skill level and a research level. This is a research company that uses different techniques to help citizens analyze issues.
The city says they're trying something new, so when it comes budget time, the choices may not hurt as much.
Now, before meeting with the general public in August, the Viewpoint Learning Group began their meeting process this week by talking with members of the Anchorage Chamber and Anchorage Assembly, just to name a couple groups.
All right, thanks, Jason. Jason Lamb reporting.